Welcome back, worthy restoration viewers. So today I'm actually going to take you through my VE GTS. It's a Morpheus Commodore. Here in Australia we call them the Commodore, but in the US it was actually exported as a G8 Pontiac with an LS2 V8 engine in it, which was for some police cars over there, and also went to Canada as well. In the US, obviously there's a fair few of these cars that were exported. You'll actually see them on some of the videos that you'll find on YouTube, but it was also sent over as a Vauxhall to the UK. If you get a moment, you'll actually see in this video over here on my right hand side, where it was on Top Gear, and Richard Hammond tested a Bathurst version. He called it a Bathurst. It was a Bathurst version, which was a supercharged 6-litre LS3, I think, was the next engine up. Quite entertaining to watch, but unfortunately in Australia we didn't get that model, which would have been nice. However, the next model one of these, which was a VF Commodore, this is a VE, came standard as a supercharged engine, which is a lot of power, especially when it's running premium fuel. It doesn't get really good fuel economy, probably 200 to 300 kilometers to a tank. Look, in the US, the LS2 engine, the V8 6-cylinder, powered the Corvettes, the GDOs and the GDSVs that we exported over as well. Very reliable, high horsepower engine. You can actually see on the end here, a 307 kilowatts. This was the first model. They finished them a fair way higher than that before they went to the VF model range. This car has been through about 14 hours of paint correction. There was a lot of scratches, a lot of swirls. The finish wasn't that great, and there was a fair bit of haze as well. So special thanks to Autoglow, and I'll put a link in the description of their contact details. They're located here in Adelaide in South Australia if you're looking to get some paint correction done. But it's an amazing finish with the work that he's actually done on this particular car, because I thought that it wouldn't get that good. I had an idea it might look this good, but it's exceeded my expectations. Look, a few more things about this car. It's I got the suspension changed over on it. There's MRC suspension, which is called magnetic ride control. That's a button that you push inside the dash and it really stiffens up the suspension. That was gone. That had it. So this thing was not handling very well at all. It had collapsed, and I managed to locate some original suspension out of a car that had done around about 20,000 kilometers. So I put that back in here, and when you push the button, it all works properly now. It's also had its roof lining replaced because it was starting to sag. I've cleaned up the wiper arms, which you'll see me talk about further on in this video. And I've also done some work around some of the rubbers, and I replaced the alternator and the AC compressor and the power steering pump. So a fair bit of work to get done on this. And I also finished off those wheels, which came up amazing because it had some aftermarket rims on it, which I didn't really like. I'm pretty much a stock standard kind of a guy. And I want to take this back to how it looked. I think that these particular cars will probably be the next version of the classic Australian muscle car that will go up in value. They're reasonably cheap at the moment. Thanks to COVID, the prices have come down a fair bit. The kilometers certainly do creep up. It's rare to start finding some of those low example kilometer cars, but I've managed to locate another one of these. Yes, it's Morpheus again. They made 18 in automatics and 20 in manuals. This one's an automatic, which I like, but I'm actually getting a manual, and I'll be picking it up in about a week or two's time. So keep an eye out for that particular video, because that's coming from Western Australia, a place called Kalgoorlie, which is 22 hours drive away from here. I've just got to figure out how to bring it back, and that's going to be another video for you to watch. Look, you're going to start having a look at how all this bodywork's been cleaned up, but if you get an opportunity, like, subscribe, and comment in the sections if there's anything that you want to ask about these particular cars. There'll be more videos obviously coming through, but keep watching. Enjoy. So I don't just do chrome bumper restos, I also do HSVs as well. I love them. I think they're still going to be the next thing that takes off down the track. But this is my Morpheus GTS. It's just come back from a mechanical sabbatical. It's had almost near new MRC suspension put back into it. It's only got an OTR and a slightly different exhaust at the back. Besides that, the rest of it's stock. It's come back here now for paint correction. So I'm going to take you through all of that paint correction today. And I've got somebody, Darryn, that's actually come down here to do it, to give me a hand on it. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that this car's got all the love that it needs. But you can see that there's a little bit of dullness on the paint. And that will come out today. So there'll be some slow time-lapse photography. And this is going to look completely different by the time we finish with this. It's going to be processed over 2 days. It's going to come up amazing. I'm actually going to keep these wheels on. I've bought another Morpheus GTS, a manual. That's on its way, and I'm going to put them on there. And I'm going to put the original black ones that came with this car back on. But it will have a massive transformation today and tomorrow. So all these blackouts will be redone again. They're not coming off and getting resprayed. They'll come back to life. I'm going to take these wiper arms off, blast them, respray them. I've got new rubbers for in here. I've even got a new center consoles for the auto because they just crack and carry on. The roof lining's already been replaced. I've fixed all of that. It's got near new suspension in it, as I mentioned before. The brakes are new. You know, really the only things that aren't factory on this car are the exhaust tips and the OTR. The rest of it's just original. But keep a track of this one because I'll do some footage of Darryn doing some work on the body, and we'll compare it. We'll show you where, you know, one half is done, the other half isn't, and you'll just see how that comes back to life. All right, Dazza, take me through what you're going to do. Oh, by the way, folks, that's Darryn. He's the guy that does all the magical work to bring these cars back to life. If you have a look at the paintwork on here at the moment, it's got a little bit of fade on his sun fades. It's just dirty. What did you do to it, mate? So you've done a decontamination.
Yeah,
and
decontamination.
Yeah,
Clay bar.
Clay bar.
Yeah, just cleaned it right up, got rid of anything off the surface.
And why would you do a clay bar?
Yeah, well, you want to get it in the best condition possible before you start cutting into it and creating more swells and more damage.
And that's a good point because if you look on the car, it's difficult to see, but you can actually see like a little bit of hazing, a little bit of scratches, and that's when it gets cleaned previously and it's had some dirt contaminants in there and people have tried to clean it and polish it and it just goes all the way through. So what's next? What are you doing next?
This section on the bonnet, doing some test sections with different compounds, see which cut comes up the best, and then move forward with the best result over the whole car.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing this because I want to see one half of the bonnet being done and then the other half will get done later. But I just want to see the difference. I want to see the difference between night and day of where that change takes place. And obviously the roof's got some work that needs to be done as well. You can see it's a little bit faded up here. And I'm keen to see half of this done as well, just so we can compare it. But hopefully by the end of the day, this car will be sort of done.
That's the plan. Hopefully before dark.
Yeah, Cool. Well, it's a long day, but I'm looking forward to it. It's a beautiful colour car. I've got a dent that I want to take out of here as well. A little bit of PDR paintwork, and you can see on the back of the boot here that it's going to need some love as well. It's just a little bit faded, but it's nothing that can't be brought back. I'm expecting a finish close to that. What do you reckon? It's not going to be like, you know, coming out of the factory, and you can certainly see some haze there and a test patch that I did there to get this body up. But we'll do some time-lapse photography and see how this one goes. Okay, so we're going to break this one out, which is the surround. That's what I want, because this one here is shot. It's pretty ordinary. And I think it just pops out. No good. So if I grab this one, this should just pop in. I'll give it a clean first in there, but yeah, that looks so much better than that crap. It's dead. One side done, one not. Night and day. As you can see, this is what it brings the black plastic light. So I'll apply this to all of this. Oh, I knew. So Jazza, take me through what you're doing now. Obviously working on the top of the guards.
Yeah, just put a heavier pad on to try and make it a bit quicker.
Yeah, so you've done the bonnet, you've done the roof, the boot area, spoiler, and we're working on the quarters, and Darren's just doing the front guards, and we'll do the doors last. The inside's been done. I'm going to swap over the key for some new keys now because that casing's had it. And then I've got some rubbers to put on the front windscreen as well, and I'm going to still take those wiper arms off. But I'm loving this finished product. What I thought it would be. So there you have it. That represents 14 hours of work to get this body right. No haze, no fade anymore. Impressive. A couple of other things that I've done is I've taken these off and blasted them and given them 3 coats because they were stuffed. Replaced these rubbers here as well because they were stuffed. And replaced obviously the surround for the auto shifter. Fixed up the headlights because they were all yellow. But this thing's come up a treat. And that's it, folks. That's what you get to see. The work done on this car. It's been a bit of a labour of love. I'm actually going to change the wheels at some stage. But I've got a manual Morpheus coming. So I'm going to have one of each. There was 18 made of that one and 20 made of the manual. And I'm going to have one of each. Why? Why not? Keep watching. Like, subscribe, send it to your friends.
How thirsty is it?
Well, it drinks premium unleaded fuel. It's a 6 litre. It probably uses around, if you tromp it around town, up to 20 litres per 100 kilometres. So myself and this fuel bazzer are pretty good mates.